on this show, just the matches we're most excited for or what we want to see, because we do it on Sunday. Of course, the show is that night. I'm going to assume they're sticking with the main event of Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Just excitement level from 1 to 10, and who do you think's winning?
I hate Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh. What did he do to you?
What don't he do?
Oh.
Do some moves. This is all day. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Trying to break people's fingers. This is a wrestling match. My cup of tea of wrestling is a Young Buck style match. You get Zack Sabre Jr. You sitting up here on the mat in these headlocks. You about to pass out from pain. No, give me some. Was it flips and something flips and flips or whatever you call it? Don't give me just locks and about to break people's fingers apart.
But you like when Shayna does it. You like her joint manipulation.
But okay, there we go, joint manipulation. But Shayna also still stands up with you and
That's
strikes.
True too. That's true too. No, I mean, he has a style about himself. If you don't like the submission style, you're not going to be a big Zack. So I'm guessing
he got some shin kicks. He got some shin kicks.
I like Bryan. So I'm going to give it a 3. And now it's all from Bryan.
But you giving it, E?
I'm giving it 7.5.
Okay. You got Bryan winning, of course, maybe, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? He's not even on the roster.
I'm at like a 6.5. Like, I know the match is gonna be great. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is cool. But then, like, Hangman and Swerve happened, and I was like, well, that's kind of like my main event, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like at a 9 for this, if not 9.5.
Yeah.
For Hangman and Swerve.
9.75.
And I don't know who wins, because I think both of them need to win. But man, I would love for Swerve to win. I would love so give me Swerve. Who y'all got?
We talking about the Hangman and Swerve?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm at a 10, man. I'm at a 10 because, like, you know, this is you talk about leveling up, because we talked about Jay couldn't reach her potential. I don't think Swerve could have reached his potential in WWE.
And that's a good call. Thank you for saying that, because it may sound like we were biased earlier. You are absolutely correct, because he didn't. So if you didn't, that means you couldn't. The things that he's doing outside of wrestling to bring that hip-hop audience, here the things that he's doing in AEW right now, absolutely. You are 100% correct on that.
Because he's one of the wrestlers that takes full advantage of the creative freedom in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right, he's unrestricted as far as his creativity. So now you're seeing, because I believe this version of Swerve is totally him. It's probably maybe in collaboration with some others, but I believe that probably the idea of this character and where it's going is definitely 100% him. And I see him leveling up every time he's on my television screen, and I think that's great for a Hangman, because I think in a lot of ways I think that the Hangman character, not the man, but I think the character has been kind of complacent. Like, right, and I think that we're going to see another level from him. We seen Hangman really get very violent in the match, right? You know, he had those, 1,000 stages of blood matches with Moxley, right? Yep. So he can go there, but I think Swerve is going to continue to bring that out of him. Going to continue to bring great showings on the microphone and the overall story. So I'm like at a 10 for this one.
Okay.
Who you think is winning though? You said.
I'm gonna go. I would love for Swerve to win, because that would make the most sense. Because if you think about it from a storyline perspective, it will make sense for him to win, right? And then for them to continue to feud, right? Because he unlocked something about Hangman, and Hangman comes back for more. It will kind of make sense.
This doesn't feel like a one and done. Well, I mean, we got the contract signing tonight on Dynamite. But then the other part too, Rhodesia, and this may just completely tell you who's going to win. I forgot. Maybe y'all don't even know. The Bucks and Hangman won. They won the ROH Trios titles on Rampage this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely doesn't need to win.
What happened? So Bucks and who? Oh, Hangman?
Hangman. They won the ROH Trios titles.
So yeah, you answered my question for me. So 9.75 excitement for match. I was going to say, because Hangman almost saved my life one time, that I wanted him to win. But now that you said that he is now a trios champ, I guess, then let's go with Swerve.
Do y'all care about FTR versus Aussie Open?
No. So I actually like Ozzy Open. I liked him a lot, actually. I liked him a lot, but I think we might have saw this match before.
I think so. Right?
Yeah, I think we seen that match before.
Yeah, to me, this is one of those that like it's going to be a great match. We know the match is going to be great. I just don't need it. I don't need it. Rhodesia, do you feel any different?
No, and is it for the titles or is it just a match?
Yep, no, it's for the AEW World titles.
FTR will win still. It's at so 7 for excitement level.
For that, actually, I'm more excited for that match than I am Daniel Bryan and Zack Sabre.
The
so
FTR match?
I'm probably at like a 7.5. Because I know the match is gonna be great. That's why. What about Adam Cole and MJF versus the Righteous? Now, allegedly, Tony Khan said on his media call this week that we'll find out more on Dynamite about Adam Cole's status, that he tweaked something, but the match is still on. We've seen him do this before where they wait to TV and then they'll write it off and they'll change it or something like that. But as of right now, it's Adam Cole and MJF versus the Righteous.
Yeah, because I know that I follow a couple of video game gamers. There's a guy named Chris Danger. I think he used to do YouTube wrestling game stuff. His debut wrestling match
is against Cole.
He's living
right?
a dream. Is against Cole.
Dude, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Yeah, I saw that. Awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, that's cool for him, right? But also, I was like, oh, I guess Cole is good enough to wrestle.
But when's that match?
Not sure.
So that may have.
But I assumed it was like in the near future.
Okay.
But hey, real quick before you go on, so we're getting a lot of ROH championship matches on AEW TV. Y'all hated that back in the day. How you feel about it now?
I still hate it, and I'm wondering if we get some type of announcement about ROH. Thank you for saying that. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Y'all talk about that the rest of the match where we can go Christian Cage, Darby Allin, 2 out of 3 falls for the TNT championship match.
So for Adam Cole, MJF, and the Righteous, I probably have that at a 5 excitement level.
Okay,
and I don't really care. I don't really care who wins.
To me, that's just the story of Cole and MJF. Like, what's the next part?
I'm at a 4.
The
Righteous are, I don't say they're jobbers, but they haven't been built as a credible threat on AEW television right now. So why would you think that they're in MJF and Adam Cole are any jeopardy to lose against these guys?
But you can't have them lose. But I think the Righteous do have something.
I do too.
I do. Yep. I think they have something. So here you go. Eddie Kingston is an ROH champion. Adam Cole and MJF's
6-man.
A champ. Samoa Joe is a champ. Young Bucks and Hangman's a champ. That's a lot of your top AEW talent. I think something's got to be coming down the pipeline with ROH. I don't know what. Maybe that's something with this big announcement.
Maybe put it on Max. Put it on Max.
Christian and Darby, I'm at 8 on this. I think it's going to be a great match. And do we see Wardlow come back here? Because Christian just won the title just last week. He beat Luchasaurus for it. So do you have him lose it that quick? I mean, I just don't know.
What had time out? Pump the brakes. Burp, burp. They had a match?
Yeah, so it was a handicap match. It was 2-on-1.
No, it wasn't a handicap match, though, right? It's a triple threat match.
Did Lucha just lay down?
No, he actually didn't. Darby hit him with the coffin drop. So it was a regular match, but they never touched. They never fought each other during the match.
Oh,
but
okay.
Hit Lucha with a coffin drop, and then Christian threw Darby out the ring, and then he pinned Luchasaurus.
Then he pinned Luchasaurus.
So then, of course, the crowd is like clamoring for Luchasaurus to turn on Christian. He doesn't turn on him. He puts him on his shoulders. And I just knew, like, oh, here comes Luchasaurus. He's going to hit him with, like, the backdrop.
Yeah.
And then they walked out like hand
you
in
can
hand.
tell that's the story, right? Because Lucha seemed very, very upset. His head was down. He was kind of dragging. Yeah. You can see that.
I do think that Luchasaurus, and I'm sure they've told him this, show has told him, or Mark Henry, but, like, just go back and watch some of old Kane's work. Mannerisms of a heel with a mask on. I think that doing some good. Granted, I think they're about to turn on face. So that could be all for now. But when I watch him, like, it's like, man, Just go back and watch Kane's work with head movement, when to do it, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who y'all got winning that one?
And what's the match again?
2 out of 3 falls. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin for the AEW TNT title.
Ooh. Well, first off, my excitement for that, because it's 2 out of 3 falls, you just said, that's really high for me. So I'm gonna say 8.5. Wow. I think Darby put in a lot of work this year. I mean, again, I just hate the dropping of the titles, but I can see Darby being rewarded getting the TNT title back. Unless you bring a Wardlow back and interfere, and then Christian retains. But if you're not bringing Wardlow back,
somebody brought up. They asked him like, "Where the hell is Wardlow?" Matt from the TFW podcast asks every single week. His response was, "He's still under contract and he'll be brought to TV." What did he say? He'll be brought back to TV when he's needed or when it's time. I think he said when it's time.
Okay. If we don't see him as an instigator there in that match, then I would want Darby to be new TNT as a reward for all his hard work this year.
So I'm gonna hope that I'm with Rhodesia, and I think we're all on the same page with this. I don't like that the flip flopping on the title. They did that with Wardlow and Hobbs. It was really strange. I don't think it helps the title or anybody when they keep flipping it like that. So I will hope that Christian retains. But I've also seen Darby and Christian and Luchasaurus multiple times. Like, this is almost like a WWE feud where they keep wrestling each other over and over again.
It's been all summer. It's been all summer.
And I think that Darby has been on the losing end of all of them. So it will make sense that this will be the time he kind of comes up. But as we just said, Christian just won the championship officially. Right? So I'm going to hope that Christian retains. I'm a huge fan of Christian. I think he's the best heel in AEW, maybe second best in wrestling right now, next to a Roman Reigns, just because that's who his slot is. But I'm probably at about a 6 on this match just because I've seen it so many times.
You've seen it so many times?
Yep, I've seen it so many times, and I'm hoping that a Christian wins because I think that makes more sense for that character.
Go out of your way. I know you haven't watched the main event of Raw yet. Go out of your way to watch that match. I've been very loud and boisterous about I never want to see KO and Sammy against any type of iteration of the Judgment Day ever again. I still feel that way. They smoked the main event on Raw. It was fantastic, and the crowd was there for it. It was a really, 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 really good match. So
wait, the last match they had together was a good match.
Yeah.
When Judgment Day won. I mean, I know you don't want to see it, but like they put on some bangers together. Those are some great wrestlers, man.
They are. It's just that you see them every single week. It's like, damn, another iteration. All right, singles. It's a lot, but that match was fantastic. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart for the AEW TBS title. Now, this is where I geek out. This is where I really get in my nerd wrestling bag. I'm at a 10 for this match because Julia's never had like a main match. I would love to see how she looks on the main stage.
Has she ever had any pay-per-view match?
Not that I remember.
So,
no.
I think this is it. I think this is it. And I think she's undefeated this year, like 26-0 or something like that. But yeah, so of course, give me Statlander to win.
Whoa,
I'm at a 10 for this.
Julia has that many wins?
I think so. I think like they made sure that she worked like every single Dark and Elevation before they took it away.
Yeah, and she was on Dark a lot. I mean, she won every time. So
okay, Chris keeping the belt, but I'm interested to see how Julia work rate is. Give me a 7.
Okay.
Huge fan of Julia. I think she's just a cutie pie.
She's so cute.
Mm-hmm. I like her little taker gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I like her theme too. Her theme is
good. Her theme is a banger, man.
Yeah,
like her it's perfect for her in that gimmick, right? And she has she comes down singing it, and I love the whole presentation that she has going on. I just can't say I've been a fan of that many of her matches. I mean, they're not stinkers. I don't know if it's pay-per-view ready. I think Julia Hart is a gal that I would love for her to go down to the PC.
She's another one that, I mean, anybody that's new though. I mean, look at Anna Jay. Just think about how far along she would be
Yeah.
in ring wise.
Anna
she had,
Jay.
like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like she's got everything else. She's damn sure got the look. Like
Yeah.
she looks like $1 million. You need the reps. You have to have the reps to get good. You
Anna
listen to
Jay
anybody.
especially. Yeah, you're right. Her especially. If they went down, if they had more reps, as you said. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna say this match is probably out of 5.
Yeah, which it would be like that just for me because I'm geeking out. It's like I want to see her on the big stage. Now these next 2 matches, which is the last 2 matches, is on here. Who knows if they announce anything else on Dynamite or Collision? I'm at a 10 for excitement level. Chris Jericho and the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay. I'm at a 10, and let's keep it going and have the Don Callis family win again.
Ditto.
Yeah, I would go with that. I thought about something. I would love to see a Don Callis include. Is his name Ryan? Is his real name Ryan Nemeth? No, that's the brother.
Right.
Ryan
Nick,
Nemeth. No,
Nick and Ryan. No, Nick.
Yeah,
So Nick.
Dolph is Nick.
Okay,
Mhm.
Nick. I would see Nick Nemeth debut as a member of the family. I think that'd be great.
That would be cool. You think he has the heel persona to fit into the dastardly? Dastardly heel, the nasty heel.
Remember, his ascension to the Hearts of Many was as a heel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Because who was he with? That was AJ. Was it AJ? Wasn't he with another female valet at one point?
I don't remember that.
Was he was he a Vicky plaything?
Yes, Vicky. Remember? They were like they were like a romantic couple.
Yeah, because it was
Might have been when I
her
stopped
and
watching.
Edge,
And
then she got and then she got with he got with Vicky. He dumped Vicky for AJ.
Okay.
Smart man.
Yeah, of course.
Smart man. What's your excitement level for that one, E?
7.
Oh.
Okay. And then this one, just because this match is gonna be off the charts crazy. Young Bucks versus the Guns versus the Lucha Brothers versus Orange Cassidy and Hook in a match for a future AEW World Title opportunity at any time. A 10. And who's the FTR's tag champs now?
Mm-hmm.
FTR versus we're not getting Bucks again.
Mm-mm.
And they're the ROH Trios champions, so you can throw them out. The Guns, maybe? The Guns, maybe?
My
Unless
real
they got some
tag
plans
team
for Orange
champion
Cassidy and
there.
Hook. But Hook is the FTW champ. Give me Guns, because I think that would be fantastic for them to win this and then give Jay White a singles opportunity at the next pay-per-view. So give me the Guns.
Guns, and I say like a 9.5.
So break down the teams real quick.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Bucks because it's a future
Okay.
shot at some point. Ain't gotta be on the next pay-per-view or the next show. It's at some point, right? Because they gotta run it back, right? I don't think that's a series match. I think they can be tied together for a long time, just having banger matches together, right? Hook. We talked about getting people over and kind of Hook was super hot, right? When he first, debuted as a singles wrestler. Now they keep putting him in these makeshift tag teams, Hookhausen. Now it's Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy should have been, of course, I guess you can't have him go against MJF because he's going to lose, right? Because it's MJF's time with that title right now. It just seems like this is something a holdover for him, right? And the Guns, I like the Guns. I think they're standing. I just feel I just feel like I don't know. And the Lucha Brothers are Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers. But I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Okay. I like that breakdown, though. And it's like the Lucha Brothers are so great, but you just kind of know, they're kind of in that spot now. You just put them in the match to have an awesome car crash. We'll talk about it, but they don't need the belts. Kind of a thing. So,
And I feel that's how Vikingo is right now too. I said it.
Well, we need to get him off of Rampage. Can we please use him?
Let's do that.
A little bit better than
he's
what we're using him as?
he's the 5th best wrestler in the world according to PWI. So they definitely got to get him off Rampage.
Yep.
He was so pissed off.
Get him on SmackDown.
For sure. Oh my
Get
God.
Vikingo
Wow.
on SmackDown.